there, welcome back to my channel. Join me in counting down my 20 favorite films from its very own birthplace, the Europe. Let's begin. At number 20, The Sun's Room. Italy, 2001, directed by Nanni Moretti. The Sun's Room won the Palme d'Or Award at the Cannes Film Festival in 2001. This is a drama about coping up with a family member's unexpected death. With such storyline, it is very easy to fall into the trap of being a melodramatic family drama. But it has managed to avoid that. The film smartly operated on subtleness, supporting the delicate nature of the subject matter. And the result feels so pure and authentic. The part where the mother received a letter from a young girl is a great turn in the plot. It moved the family's stagnating pain into a place of hope and discovery. The film is highly symbolic and it is also unforgettable. At number 19, Paris, I Love You, France, 2005. Various directors. This is a film uniquely composed of 18 short films that all took place in Paris. It is like a box of chocolates with assorted variants inside. Each chocolate comes in different sizes, shapes, colors, but they all have the central flavor of chocolate. And central to this film, of course, is love. Love of all types, of different genre, mood, and theme. It features some of the world's best directors and of course some of the world's best actors. And it is not surprising that you will find very special moments dispersed all throughout this anthology. At number 18. Beautiful Era, Spain, 1993, directed by Fernando Trueba. This coming-of-age drama comedy is a ray of sunshine. It is about a soldier escaping the war and stumbling upon 4 beautiful sisters. With the support of the sisters' father, the young handsome soldier is intent on marrying one of the girls. Each of the girls has their own unique and interesting characters. The result is a very charming experience. It is as romantic as it is smart. It also features a lovable ensemble of cast with some of the most popular Spanish actors in their younger days, particularly Penélope Cruz. Overall, it is a very pleasurable Spanish film. At number 17. Broken Embraces. Spain, 2009, Pedro Almodóvar. Broken Embraces is teeming with all the Almodóvar signature elements. The complex story, life-changing revelations, and all the vibrant colors and sets. It is a film about love that ended tragically which finally had its proper closure. The story is told in a very sensational narrative. The flashbacks, the sudden appearance of a person from your past, the affairs, the spying, the sabotage, the scandal, they are all crafted into one exciting experience. And all of that are visualized into some of the most gorgeous and most dramatic visuals I've seen. I love how the final stretch became hopeful. As a viewer, you feel right, knowing that you are leaving these characters with something new to look forward to and to keep going. At number 16. BPM, Beats Per Minute, France. 2009. Robin Campillo. This film won the grand prize at the 2017 Cannes Film Festival. BPM is extremely striking visually and emotionally. It is about AIDS and homosexuality, and its first job is to deal with stereotypes and judgments. BPM did that by telling the depths of a person. By touching on the victim's sentiments, memories, and entirety as a human being. The dynamics of emotion from chaotic protests, to organizational discussions, to sentimental pillow talks, all the way to bittersweet goodbyes, are so incredibly put together. The film is not begging for mercy. Instead, it is angry and desperate, and at the same time profoundly beautiful. At number 15, Amélie, France, 2001, directed by Jean-Pierre Jeunet. Amélie is an enchanting tale that glorifies imagination. This is about a grown-up with a child's imagination aiming to bring happiness to people around her. And sometimes pranks to obnoxious people, which is super fun. This kind of story will only work with magical realism. It is a technique where the reality is added with magical elements, sometimes blurring the two. The film is visually remarkable as it should to get the feel of magic. The colors are saturated. The greens, reds, and yellows are all colored to the full. This is an ultra-stylish and endearing film that every film lover should see. It is a hard task not to fall in love with Amelie. At number 14, The Angels' Share, United Kingdom. 2012. Directed by Ken Loach. Oh, how I love this film. The Angels' Share won the jury prize at the 2012 Cannes Film Festival. This is a story of misfits who were able to pull off something that is beyond what they could possibly do. In other words, the characters are accidental geniuses in the luckiest, most desperate, and most lovable ways. I love how the story is formed, the backstories, the existing conflicts, the new goals, the characters that come and go, and the characters that stay. Every element is coherent. Effortlessly, it crackles with humor and surprises everyone with delight. This is another ray of sunshine of a film. It will make you root for the people the society would dismiss in an instant. At number 13. Where Are You Going, Ida? Bosnia-Herzegovina, 2020, Jasmila Zbanic. This is a total edge-of-your-seat war drama telling the Bosnian-Serbian War in 1995. There is no time to breathe from start to finish in this film. The tension that was created by the Bosnian, the Serbians, and the people of UN-safe areas are merciless. It is pounding hard every second like a ticking time bomb. The intimidation posed by the Serbians to the scared Bosnians and the failing UN safe zone is so nerve-wracking. It is suffocating and exhausting, as suffocating as the crowded headquarters and as exhausting as its fast tempo. This war film showed a different side of war. And it proved that it can be as intense as the usual war movies we see. This is a perfect 10 out of 10 for me. At number 12, Bullhead. Belgium, 2011, Michael Roskam. Bullhead is an actor's movie. It is an excellent film by itself, but its strongest suit is the performance of its lead actor Matthias Schoenaerts. The lead character is a broken man. He is angry and lonely. He's got a traumatic childhood experience that broke him as a child and as a man. Schoenaerts is able to breathe in his character's breath and capture that lifeless and troubled existence. He looks and feels so unbelievably real. The story is meant to be tragic. It is a world of mafia, of illegal drugs, and of brutality. But more importantly, what truly shapes a person is our own pains and our wounds that never heal. And in between the inside trauma and outside chaos, we see glimpses of joy. Overall, Bullhead is such a powerful and striking psychological crime drama. At number 11, Fish Tank. United Kingdom, 2009, Andrea Arnold. This is an unapologetic story of a female teenager coming of age in the slums of London. Amidst the screamings, lack of manners, and the I don't give a damn attitude, Fish Tank is surprisingly amusing. The chemistry between the lead actress Katie Jarvis and Michael Fassbender is exceptional. I feel electricity whenever the two interact. I also love how down to the ground the turn of events here are. There is nothing flashy. It remains true to its realistic take on ordinary people with the usual issues and usual hopes. But it is far from boring and instead brought even more charm to an already charming film. I love the quiet moments when the lead character locks herself in a room to dance. And the ending between the lead character and her sister is so delightful. At number 10, Umbrellas of Cherbourg. France, 1964, directed by Jacques Demy. Highly romantic and cinematically rich, Umbrellas of Cherbourg is a grand feast for the eyes, the ears, and the heart. This is easily one of my favorite classics and it continues to stand tall. But what really made this film more than a romantic musical is how it shifts from the happily ever after formula to a more true-to-life depiction of life and of love. In other words, it is a dramatic novel dressed in a fairy tale-like production. And that is why I am in love with this film. You will be attracted by its looks, but you will love it by its substance. I love how life happened to this too good-looking couple. Its ending created a whirlwind of emotions which wouldn't be as forceful had it ended differently. It is an experience that feels like a treasure. At number 9, Evil. Sweden, 2003, Michael Hafström. This is probably the most gratifying films ever. First, I love the setting in a private boarding school in the 1950s. It is about violence, bullying, and power tripping. But what makes it really entertaining is that it is also about fighting back and giving people who think they are in power a dose of their own medicine. You will also appreciate how the tension escalated step by step. How the bullying gets worse and how the will to fight back intensified. It is a sharply created drama that you will surely make you punch in the air. This has a tagline of evil must be fought with evil. This is not about forgiveness. It is about teaching bad people a lesson they will never forget. At number 8, Talk to Her. Spain, 2002, directed by Pedro Almodóvar. Among the director's films, this is the one with the most modest color palette. I think that is because of the purity of the story, which also happens to be Almodóvar's finest story, so fine that it paved way for a pure and poetic examination of men and women. In my opinion, this is one of the most touching and most sensitive films ever created. The unlikely friendship between the two men and their unique situation with the women they love is such a compelling narrative. It is absolutely moving and one of the deepest explorations of human psyche. This film also features the most artistic shots of a female human body I've ever seen. I think this film is one of those that has reached a certain pinnacle of greatness. At number 7. The World is Big and Salvation Lurks Around the Corner, Bulgaria, 2008, Stefan Komandarev. There are films that just feel so alive, pulsating, and attuned to the breath of life. This film is exactly like that. The film uses a very interesting way to tell the story. There are two time frames in the film that are so cleverly used. It made possible the convergence of the nostalgic past, the fullness of the present, and the promise of tomorrow. And the result is just so beautiful in a breathtaking way. It uses every single element of filmmaking to interconnect the two time frames in the story, from the similarities in the visuals, transition between two images, sounds bridging two different time periods, and more. The visuals are just as beautiful, the terrific colors, the distinct color palettes between the two time frames, and interesting frame composition all work together. This film is a celebration of life. It welcomes pains and tears because it knows that after all, the world is big, and there is enough salvation just lurking around the corner. At number 6. The Kid with a Bike, Belgium, 2011, directed by the Dardenne brothers. This is my absolute favorite among the filmography of the Dardenne brothers. While I usually love films that look expensive, overwhelming, and all that, I found myself marveling and falling in love, deeply, with this seemingly low-budgeted film. The Kid with a Bike doesn't have the flair of films that use the whole 9 yards of cinematic tools. Instead, it has that what you see is what you get type of charisma. It is straightforward, quiet, and unassuming. It is excellent without the film trying too hard to say it is excellent. It is almost mystifying how it can be done. Probably it is the skills of the directors. I almost had that feeling too in their other works. I also love the use of primary colors in this film, something that seems to be a go-to style in European films. This film won the grand prize in 2011 Cannes Film Festival, and I say it truly deserved every inch of that award. At number 5. Pain and Glory, Spain. 2019, directed by Pedro Almodóvar. Now this is my number 1 pick among Pedro Almodovar's collection of masterpieces. For the main reason that, as the title suggests, it deals with the two extremes of human lives, the sorrow of pain, and the sensation of glory. And again, tapping on the director's signature style, the storytelling just wouldn't let go of your attention minute after minute. Slew of events that can only be summoned by destiny continue to happen to the lead character, leading to his reckoning of the most important things in his life that shaped him as a human being. To add to that, the signature striking imagery of the director just makes it impossible for your attention to wander off. And without a doubt, Antonio Banderas delivered a performance of a lifetime as the main character. Pain and Glory is a love letter to the most special moments of a person's complicated existence. At number 4, Three Colors, Red. France and Poland. 1994, directed by Krzysztof Kieślowski. Life has its own unique on-the-ground mystery without tapping on the supernatural imaginations of human minds. Red, which is a part of the Three Colors trilogy, is a perfect embodiment of that real-life mystery. I've never seen such a breed of genre where things are so mystifying, and just when you thought it goes beyond logic, you will be astonished by how it brings you back to reality, and finally find a mystery solved before your eyes. To some extent, it has a David Lynch feel, particularly Mulholland Drive, without being overly twisted. It is part psychological, part mystery, part romance, and overall a timeless piece of cinematic achievement. I truly believe this is the highlight of European cinema in the 90s, and it will continue to be one of the best films ever produced. At number 3, Honeyland. Macedonia, 2019, Tamara Kotevska, Lyubomir Stefanov. Honeyland is an absolute work of art. The story is about a beekeeper named Hadids, living with her sick mother in a remote mountain village in Macedonia. And it is overwhelmingly and breathtakingly beautiful. I am devastated by the beauty and sadness that this documentary film captured. The cinematography is superb. I love the colors and the long shots. I think those long shots are crucial because we have to see the world of the subjects and we have to see the beauty of their landscape too. Hadids and her mother are heartbreakers. It is impossible not to love them. They touched me and broke me in ways I never thought possible. In my opinion, Honeyland has reached new heights in the art of documentary filmmaking. It is revolutionary. At number 2, The Bicycle Thief. Italy, 1949, Vittorio De Sica. I've seen Bicycle Thief as a first-year film student, and I remember that afternoon I'd seen this in our introduction to film class. I remember the feeling as if I was crying on the inside, and I knew I was on the right place, and the right time. The film is an Italian neo-realist, and as such, it has a simple story. It is about a man whose only means of livelihood is his bicycle. One day, his bicycle is stolen and the rest of the movie is all about looking for that lost bike. But I couldn't believe how touching a simple story could possibly turn out. The cinematography has managed to capture an indescribable earthly, atmospheric feel. And I was so amazed by how a film shot 58 years before I've seen it in a country located halfway around the world, could possibly move me and touch me in such a special way. I realized that despite the space and time, we humans are just the same. It was then I realized the power of films to be universal. And in case it is not obvious yet, The Bicycle Thief is one of the most special cinematic experiences of my life. At number 1. My ultimate favorite European film, The Best of Youth. 2003, Italy. Directed by Marco Tullio Giordana. The Best of Youth is a colossal achievement. It is the single most comprehensive film about life that I've ever seen. This film tries to capture almost an entire lifetime of two brothers, how they lived through Italy from the 1960s, with their family and friends, through their own professions as a doctor and as a policeman, and through the happiest and saddest moments in their lives. The ultimate thing that this film gave me that other films couldn't is a look at the big picture of life. It is expansive not just because it covers 4 decades of the brothers' lives, but also because it looks at the different facets of life from the political, the social, and the personal side of their lives. The brothers are passionate. That is what I deeply love about them. The film is gorgeously shot with soft and warm lighting and noticeable camera movements. There are also many beautiful locations from different places in Italy and Norway. Some even looked like paradise. The film is also symbolic, a characteristic of Italian cinema. If I can be personal, I'd like to say that this film really spoke to me. In those 6 precious hours, I saw the things I long for, the fears I fear the most, the passion I wish to possess, the causes I wish to pursue, the questions I have always asked, and the life I aspire. For all those reasons, I name The Best of Youth as my #1 favorite European film of all time. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video as much as I did. It would be fantastic if you subscribe to my channel. See you again on my next video. Bye.